Alright, back at it. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children and babies, creatures of all kinds, what it do, what it do. Welcome back to another version of Man vs. the Machine. Let's get it popping. I'm going to let everything marinate like neck bone juice for a second. Let everybody jump on. What's up, country boy? We back. This is the real Man vs. the Machine. I'm not teaching y'all about car maintenance or anything like that right now. I'm going to teach y'all something that y'all can use that's way more important than car maintenance. I'm going to teach y'all on this version of Man vs. the Machine the ways demonic entities, devils, demons, Lucifer himself, his hell demons, his earthly demons, how they like to attack people of God. So we've been talking about in this series how to go on the offensive versus the devil, right? So if you ever played sports, if you ever been a part of any tactical situation, military, law enforcement, even playing paintball, right? Football, basketball. I never played rugby, so I don't know. So when you study film or you study something, right? When you go on the offense, you have to understand, and even as a defense, you have to understand how your opponent is going to attack you. What's up, Ina? What's up, Chef? What's up, everybody joining on? I see the TikTok is punching. Let me give it some help right there. Let's knock it off. If y'all on TikTok, y'all should know already, man. Throw the likes on there. Get this thing going real quick. It's free. Just to tap the screen to get the algorithm warmed up and get the algorithm going. What's up, Michael? All right, Rachel, let's go. Okay. Seeing who gonna pop in on Instagram. We on Instagram, we on TikTok, we on Facebook, we on YouTube. Um, pretty much everything we can do. What's up, Al? So let me get back to it, what I was saying. So what we're gonna talk about is how these entities like to attack you. So we've been talking about going on the offense, right? You have to know as a good offense how the defense is going to attack you, right? So these spiritual entities, they've known who you are before you knew who you are, right? This is one of the things with chosen people. So they studied you. They studied your parents. They studied your grandfather. They studied your great grandfather, your great grandmother, and so they study bloodlines. And uh, people ask me, uh, generational curses. So it didn't start with you. That's why it's called generational. It can end with you, and that's the problem that the machine has with you. You're gifted. Um, you are the person that is the curse breaker. How do you know this? Right? You know this from the things that you survive, the all hell that has been breaking loose in your life since the moment you got on this planet. That's how you know. All the things that have been meant to destroy you haven't. You're still here. People act like, people talk like knowing that you chose and knowing that you have a purpose or a calling on your life is some hard thing to do. No, it's not. It's very easy to see. Everything in that, everything that's meant to destroy you, kill you, lock you up, put you in a grave, put you in a casket, break you mentally, physically, spiritually, has not done it. For some reason, no matter against all the odds, you're still here. You're still winning in some capacity, right? That's how you know. That's how you know. Because you see people that don't have a purpose or have a calling, right? They get away with life scot free to some degree, right? Like, man, I do all this and this. This person is terrible. Nothing happens to them. And you see the fruit of their labor, right? They do all these things, but the only person that's gaining from it is them, right? You do all these things to help people. You do all these things well, even when you don't have it, right? You put your heart into these things, right? You put your heart into helping people. You have empathy. You have compassion for people, right? But you don't get those same things back. You'll give a person a shirt off your back in 11-degree weather, but you know 1,000 people, but none of them will do the same for you, right? You'll give a person the last dollar in your pocket, right? But you call people that you would think you've been cool with, that you done loan money to, but they ain't got nothing for you. Oh man, I ain't got it. Oh girl, I ain't got it. Right? You done put people into your homes that didn't have no homes, and them same people wouldn't help you out with the bills. Them same people would lift a finger to help lift a finger to help you if you would get put out today. If you need to pay the gas money, but you don't put these people into your home, literally. You don't brought these people in your home, literally, and gave them a place to stay, right? You the person at work that people look up to. You the person that walks into the room and everyone gravitates to you. Naturally. Some people gotta fight for it, but it happens to you naturally. So your opposition, just like a good offense, has to know the way the defense is going to attack it so it can attack the defense and find the weaknesses of the defense. And the spiritual was the same way. So these adverse creatures, entities, spirits, beings, whether they're in hell or on the surface of the earth walking around in people, right? They know you. They've studied your bloodline to study your weaknesses, right? So they're going to use those things to attack you. They have systems in place, right? The machine, the injustice system, the corporate world, institutionalized racism, institutionalized sheepalism, and that's a word I just made up, making you guys sheep, right? They hide the truth from you. They when the truth is given to you, even in plain sight, it's given to you in symbols and all this other things, right? They make the people that you look up to and the institutions that you look up to, they show you the flaws in them, right? There's a reason they show you flaws in churches where you got pastors stealing and you can't trust them, and they having sexual relationships, and they put all the negative out there, right? These are not by design, right? This is to keep you mentally and spiritually trapped, right? They feed you all this low vibrational energy, right? And so they know who you are. And the attack is going to come in the form. And I tell you, and I've told you guys this, I don't know how many times, the most devastating attacks are going to come from within inside your circle. The most devastating attacks are going to come because the enemy has studied you, right? And is going to put people in your life to try to kill you, steal your destiny, and destroy you. And if it can't do that, they're going to try to delay you, right? So the best way for it to do that won't be from an outside attack. Because trust me, through your life, it's tried to attack you from the outside. A lot of you have been abused. A lot of you have been in fights. A lot of you have been arrested. A lot of you have been just verbally beat down. A lot of you have been put into places and things and situations where your life was adverse, right? By outside influences. Those things couldn't harm me. When I was younger, I used to like to fight a lot, right? From, I believe, like 3 years old. I didn't recall myself fighting back then. I remember somewhat of that first fight, right? And I told y'all about that when I ran back in the house. I was either 3 or 4 years old. I just remember the sandbox, and I remember punching them back. Getting punched, I remember running home, and I remember what my mom said to me, if you don't go back outside, I'm going to whip you worse than they whipped you. And I remember beating them up. That's the only thing I remember there. But from that point on, I used to fight all the time, and I used to enjoy it, right? Any of those fights, I could have been harmed. When I got older, I could have been shot. I could have been killed. All these things, right? Those things didn't destroy me. So it came a point in maturity in my life that I didn't really find the value in fighting anymore. right? I didn't find the value of getting into physical altercations with people because it always brought one or two things: escalation of the physical encounter or incarceration. Never was one of the two things. People would perceive to want something that they asked me for, which was a violent confrontation, and then when they got that, they would go and call the police, and because they couldn't handle what they asked me for, or it would escalate into something of a more violent nature, which would be shootouts and all this other things. So as I matured, I started understanding like it's not even worth my time. I'm not going back to jail. I'm not going to the morgue or putting somebody in a morgue over words, over feelings. So I end up harnessing the emotional side of me, which was rage, right? But the devil, until I was able to harness that, these entities, these spirits, they would come with people and he would come with his agents. Okay, so it's just like the Matrix, right? When you see the Matrix, remember when they used to come after Neo and these agents could just jump in the body? They'd be sitting there by the phone and running down the street, and then the spirit would just jump into this person, right? It's the same way. When people aren't covered in the blood of Jesus, right? When people are not covered by God, there are tools for the devil's use. You'll be like, man, I don't even know this guy, or I don't even know this girl. Why is they acting a certain way? Why is they trying to try me? Why is they trying to bring the old me out? How many of y'all can say that y'all? Let me tap this, get some more. I'm telling y'all, tap in, bro. If you want people to come to your page, like your page, see your page, y'all have to interact on social media on these things. Y'all have to comment, you have to speak. I'm not the only one with a story. I'm not the only one with a testimony. But that's how the algorithm draws people to y'all. You gotta interact on the lives. So tap the screen. If you ain't got no money, you just tap the screen. Hit a flower, send a gift, do any of those things, right? So you'd be like, why are these people trying to try me? I don't even know this person. Why is this person consistently after me? It's just like in the Matrix when you can see, but you can see it in the physical if you have discernment and eyes to see it. You can see when somebody's under the influence of demonic attack or demonic influence, right? They don't even look like themselves no more. You definitely can see it in the eyes, right? So these people are just like in the Matrix. When you can see it clearly in the Matrix, because obviously it was a movie. When the agent jumped in them and then they start trying to shoot Neo, kill Neo, do all these things, or kill the people that Neo was with, right? It's the same way. And so you'll walk into a room and people will be hostile to you. You'll walk into a room, people will try to sabotage and set you up, right? And I'm not talking about little rooms. Sometimes there are little rooms. You can walk into the corporate world and these people can't stand you. You can walk onto the plant floor, your workroom floor, the hospital floor, wherever you work at, and these people are trying to sabotage you, and you've done nothing to them. Or you go out somewhere and somebody talking crazy to you, and you've done nothing to them. How many of y'all have encountered that? And like I said, these people are tools, but see, your enemy knows your triggers because he studied you from birth, and prior to that, he studied your bloodline. Have you noticed that some of your downfalls and habits, bad ones, you can look at a family member, a mama, or auntie, a cousin, a brother, or dad, and see those same things? My mama had a bad temper, and they raised you in a way that you have one, right? So you was brought up in that environment. So the enemy's sitting there studying that. So okay, I'm gonna try to kill him. Remember, steal, kill, and destroy. And unless you get control over the emotion of anger and reaction, just rapid reaction of how you feel, right? If you don't get discipline over that, the enemy very well can, right? So once myself got control over the emotional reaction of just reacting to people and just enjoying to fight in general, and I saw the logical that this is getting me nowhere, but in jail, in shootouts, in fights, in beefs, right? That's the only resolve with that. And so you once I got the maturity of that, the devil stopped using that as a way to try to attack me, right? So what I'm saying to y'all is you have to understand how the enemy is going to attack you if you're ever going to go on the offense, right? If he can attack you and you get so wound out of shape by somebody saying something to you, and you blowing up and you losing it and you have outbursts or you take it to another level where the situation becomes physical, right? We all on social media. Y'all on social media now. How many times have you seen an instance, right, where someone said something to somebody and it ended up becoming a violent situation, right? Some of these pranks that people are doing are playing off that. Those are demonic. It's funny, right? Until somebody get killed. But they're playing off of emotional reactions. And see, this is what Satan, this is what your enemy, these principalities and wickedness are trying to do. They identified that as a weakness. And so they're trying to exploit it. The same way as if you're playing football. And I can identify, I'm a Lions fan, right? You see the Detroit, you see the Michigan, right? I'm a Lions fan. You can look at Detroit's line and you can see all the injuries they have on the inside. Teams are exploiting the weaknesses of that team. They study them. The same way the devil studies you is the same way a defensive coach is going to look at the offensive line and say, okay, I can't attack him on the outside, so I can attack him on the inside. The same way you have to look at the devil as a coach and these people that he sends to you as his players, right? That's exactly what they are. The coach, he didn't study. So, all right, man got an attitude, right? So I'm going to send this chump to start some stuff with him. I got two good outcomes here. One, they can fight and they can hurt each other. They can get in a shootout and hurt each other. Either way, it happens. It's a high probability that I can put them into my other instrument, which is the injustice system. Then I get them locked up, or even better, I get one locked up, one goes to the morgue or the hospital. So you'll have to understand the tactics, how the devil is moving on you, right? So he kills two birds with one stone. He uses this entity that has no purpose but to get you off track. Because why? Why does he send these people for you? You are a curse breaker. You are a chosen one. You can make change. You are different than the things and the beings in the world. You're of the world, but you're not of the world. You understand? You're here, but you operate on a higher level, on a higher density. So that's dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. So what he wants to do is, what he wants to do is, and I'm just using violence for instance right now, and we're using violence and emotional reactions because you see a lot of that nowadays. Okay, we'll put this one here. You see a lot of that nowadays. People don't know how to have any decorum. This is like the weakest of the phones to turn this way. Whatever. Yeah. People don't have de-escalation skills. They don't have um, really home training, right? They don't have empathy, right? So it's easy for you to take something as little as, oh, he disrespected me, I'm about to go kill him, right? But what are you doing there? People don't even understand. You're losing. It's not a win, but you're being manipulated because why? You came from that. You saw that. Those are generational curses. But he wants to attack you in that realm because you are the curse breaker. He knew it before you knew it, right? You were raised up in an environment that tried to um, cover your light, is the best way to say it, to dim your light, right? So all these situations that you've been through in life, right? All these adverse situations were meant to dim your light. However, God is faithful and it strengthens you, right? There is no testimony without a test. So you went through all these things and they hurt. They hurt your feelings. They hurt you on the inside. You sat there just like I sat there plenty of times, cried to God, wondered to God why you put me through all this. And then when you look around at the end of the day when the dust settles, he put you through it because nobody else could take it but you. Have you've been through so much in your life, right? Chosen ones. And I'm getting tired of the term. It's the truth. But I'm getting tired of the term. I'm gonna have to come up with something different. Children of the light. You've been through so much, right? And you wonder why. But then when you look around you, have you ever wondered and really noticed that no one else can handle the shit that you've been through, the stuff that you've been through would have drove other people crazy. Other people would have committed suicide. Other people would have ran out in traffic and played in traffic. And you done stopped some of them people that have been going through less from hurting themselves, right? You the type of person, you ain't even got the money to pay your own bills, and you loaning money to people, right? That's a chosen. These are the situations why. So when you look at it like, God, why? Who else? Who else? He built you tough, just like the devil knew who you was and is trying to stop you. God knew who you are because he created you and is trying to push you forward. So you have to understand how the devil is going to attack you so you can get onto the offensive. So if you know you have an anger issue or you can't control your emotions, then you have to harness that. Or he's going to keep sending things to you to take advantage of that weakness. Just like a football team. If I see the inside tackles or the inside guards are weak, I'm going to continue to run blitzes, to run stunts, to do anything I can to exploit that weakness. If I got to put 6 people on the line or stuff the box to get to there because I know you can't handle the pressure. And I know you're going to continue to revert back to that. That's the whole goal of Satan. And he's trying to get you to one, kill you, to one, destroy you, or steal your destiny away from you. And if he can't do those 3, he wants to delay you. You ever have been involved in a situation with things and it just wouldn't go away? And you're like, what is these purpose, these people end goal? Why do they keep messing with me, right? It's to delay you. Because if you're thinking about the attack, right, instead of giving it to God, if you're thinking about the attack, you're not thinking about what God is purposing you to do. So the devil wants to distract you. He got you over here. You worried about your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your ex, your husband, your wife, your bestie, your best friend, your homeboy, your co-workers, your boss. He got you here, right? And I got you looking over here. I don't got you looking at your purpose or focusing on your purpose or doing your purpose. The attacks, this is just 100, keeping a buck with you. The attacks I've been going through for this last year with the ex, the only purpose of her still trying to do things is to keep me from doing this. I had to ask God, I was like, what is this lady's purpose? Like, done nothing to you, but try to be nice to you. And you continue to lie, do this, do this, do that. Because he puts the people that's closest to you to do the attacks to you so he can have an emotional response to you. If I'm worried about this, this, and that, or sad about this, this, and that, or mad about this, this, and that, it'll stop me from being able to use my voice to address these issues and these things to you. However, I'm not going to allow that to happen, right? Because I know the tactics of the enemy, right? It might happen for a day, it might happen for an hour, it might even happen for a week, but you got to get back on your horse and understand that these things are just distractions, right? If I can have you looking over here, you won't be looking over here to where the prize is, right? So the whole thing is, if the Satan, if the enemies, if these tacticians, if these principalities of wickedness, right, can keep you from doing your purpose. And I told y'all, your purpose is not just about you. God didn't just purpose you, even if he destined you to be rich, right? Your destiny is not to be rich just for you to benefit from it. As a chosen child of God, you are to be a distributor of the wealth that God gives you and the blessings that God gives you. God didn't give you a voice to sing. He didn't give you the ability to code computers. He didn't give you the ability to do whatever gift God gave you. Did not do it just so you can benefit off of it yourself. He gave you those gifts to benefit others. And as a subsidiary to that, you grow too. You glow too. You're supposed to overflow, right? Overflow into manifestation. Even these manifestation machines. I was just thinking the other day. Like, God told me to do this as a full-time job. Everything that I tried to do outside of this has not worked. Everything I tried to do outside of this, I'm very good at doing. And it always has generated me lots of money. However, God has continued out of nowhere to either bring me back money that I lost or give me money out of the blue that I had no wasn't even thinking of it coming. I've made more money being off from my job, quadruple the money, even quadruple it, than I was. So God is providing, right? But the devil will use distractions to get you off. He knows I'm a hustler. I'm a grinder. I gotta go. We gotta get to it, right? But that's not what he told me to do. He told me to focus on this. I have an event today, right? God told me, don't go do what you want to do before what I told you to do. That's why we sitting right here right now doing this man versus machine. Because this is what God purposed me to do, right? I'll be a fool, right, to know God is still providing for me outside of what I'm trying. Like I literally started a business, right? And behind the scenes, we're doing everything that we need to do, right? And I was thinking today, ain't no way I'm putting this much effort into this thing and not getting the results that I should be. It seems like everything that I'm trying to force is closed up. Yet I'm making profoundly more money than when I was even employed at my job. And that's just God. Literally, I made over 10 grand in the last month, right? I don't want or need for anything. I'm ahead, up, but I'm still fighting it. The devil knows that's a weakness of mine. So he puts different opportunities in my way so I can be distracted from doing this. So this is how the enemy attacks you, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I have an event right now in the next couple hours that I got to go to, karaoke event, right? I could be getting ready for that. I got new equipment downstairs, still in the box, all these things, right? Or I could be sitting here explaining to you what God told me to tell y'all. Or I could have just ignored that and went off and did what the devil wanted me to do. These are the things how minute it is when it's spiritual warfare. You got to think. Satan and these principalities of wickedness have set up and institutionalized tools for their own. Just like I said, just envision Satan and God as head coaches on opposing teams, right? So the head coach is calling down the plays. He just studies you. Okay, this is how we're going to attack him. And he sends his players out, right? But on top of that, he in the refs' pockets, he in the announcers' pockets, he in the damn peanut stands, the people that store popcorn and peanuts. And what do I mean by that? The injustice system, the police, the courts, the higher echelons of corporations in the mid-levels and up. These laws, the things they show you on TV, the things they show you in the media, the things they show you on in social media, these are all tools of the enemy to be used against the chosen. These are all distractions, right? All plots, all tools and weaponry for them to use. So what he'll do is use his players to set you up so they can use a different tool on you or a different weapon on you, right? So when I say the attacks are going to come from the people closest to you, it's because they can do the most damage to you. So once I outgrew the immaturity of wanting to fight and wanting to have the last word, it wasn't really ever last word with me. I'm not a talker. I'm just going to punch you in your face once you get too close to me. But once I outgrew and understood, like, and I'm a cool person. I'm a extrovert. I'm the coolest person you want to meet, but I do not play about people attacking people I care about, close to, or friends with. I would have hurt you bad for that. I hate bullies, and I'm a bully of bullies. I just put it that way. So those type of things, the devil used to throw at me. But when I got smart, and it wasn't even smart, when I got my licks from the injustice system, and I got tired of going to jail, and I got tired of getting in trouble, and I got tired of getting in beef that didn't even concern me or had nothing to do with me. And I was like, damn, these people that told on me that I'm fighting for, that I didn't caught cases for. These people then left me. These people wouldn't do nothing I'm doing these things for, right? They wouldn't die for me. They wouldn't even fight for me. What am I doing all this for? This is stupid. And so once I got that maturation, like, where does this get me? When I'm younger in my 20s, like, okay, I can get out of this and that, but a lot of people don't get out of this and that. A lot of people getting killed for way lesser stuff than I done got into all types of stuff for. So you have to understand these are traps and these are designs by the enemy, the wicked ones, to get you caught up in adverse places. And I know I'm talking a lot about violence and attitudes right now, but it's way deeper than that. It'll come across, right? Because once you able to advance past outside distractions, he's going to try his best tactic, which is to hurt you from the inside. And a lot of us was hurt from the inside growing up. A lot of us have been hurt, betrayed, abused by our parents, loved ones, and friends, correct? So you already have those traumas. And not just growing up, these same people that you count on, right, or should be able to count on right now are some of your biggest critics and some of your biggest haters, right? And so they put you in adverse conditions, right, where they should have been looking out for your best interest, where they put you in positions and conditions and situations where it was to your detriment, right? So you looking out for them, thinking they need me, and the reason you're doing this is because you are called by God. You have empathy in your heart. God put love in your heart. And the reason that these people won't reciprocate the same love you have, because they come from their father, the devil. And a lot of y'all are like, damn, he just called my mom a devil because she be doing her. He called my daddy a devil. He called my brother a devil. He called my homeboy a devil. He called my husband a devil. My wife a devil. Yeah, they devils. They're devils because they don't really want the best for you. They're really trying to tear you down just because they're close to you and they got a title. Some of them was born with a title connected to you. Some of you married into a title. Some of you in relationships and got a title. Some of you in friendships and got a title. Oh, that's my best friend. Oh, that's my homeboy. Oh, that's my homegirl. Oh, that's my BI. That's my N-word. Yeah, all right. But they want your destruction and your downfall. And you see it. You see the signs, right? But you ignore them. So that's like, again, you come into the line of scrimmage as a quarterback. You looking, it's a wide open blitzer coming, but I'm just going to ignore it because his jersey said that's my bro on the front, or his jersey said that's my bestie. They about to line your ass up, but you gonna ignore it because they got a title. Hey, no, bro, y'all got to start understanding how the enemy be setting y'all up. And like I said, y'all, when I talk to y'all, I talk to myself too, because there's a lot of times I've ignored the signs that people blatantly gave me, right? And just because they was such and such in my life, I ignored it or overlooked it or thought I could move past it or thought I could work on them or fix them or they would change. And you know what I'm saying? And no. You have to understand. Believe people when they show you who they are. Believe them to be who they are. And it's deeper than just surface stuff. Everybody makes mistakes. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So meaning everybody tells lies. But when people despitefully hurt you, that's a different thing. Everybody makes mistakes. When people despitefully use you, that's a different thing. When people attack you and you've done nothing to them, when people lie on you to harm you, to hurt your life situation, to hurt your the way you feed your family, to lock you up in jail, because that's another tool by the devil. These institutions, they're not here for justice. They're here for money. They don't care about justice or the truth. If you don't believe me, take your ass into any court. They're not trying to find the truth. That's how so many killers get away and walk away. So many abusers get away and walk away. And so many people can run into the police and tell them anything they want, and they get away with that, and innocent people go to jail and get locked up. Because that's a tool and an instrument of Satan. It's not justice that they're after, right? But these people will line you up and put you in those positions, right? These people that you're close to, more so than the people on the outside. And you like, damn, I would never do them that way. Yeah, you wouldn't. Because you have empathy. Because you have the light of God in you. You're right, you wouldn't. But they don't. Their light is gone, dim, and dark. They're full of darkness. They're full of evil. It's just like you were assigned to be a curse breaker. Like you were assigned to be the anointed one. You were assigned just like David to be God's chosen. Like you were assigned just like Joshua. You know what I'm saying? You were assigned like Daniel. And do you not notice that all these people, family members and friends, hated him? David brothers hated him. Daniel's brothers threw him in and threw him in a pit, sold him to slavery. Right? Do you not notice that the people closest to them was the ones that did the most damage to him? So you have to understand there's no tactic that the devil is using that's new. It's old as the earth is, as the sun is, right? But you just have to understand how he's going to attack you. You have to understand your weakness so you can make that a strength so he can't use that against you anymore, right? So once you find out what he's attacking you with, and like I said, we're going to be we 100% transparent on here. So I had to ask God, because I'm going through this. And I said, how did this happen again? Because I completely changed the way I involve myself in relationships. So I ain't dealing with it no more. Because I clearly can't pick the right one. I pick pretty, and I think they some way, but then they be a totally different way, and I'm always in some shit. And like the main thing I understood is I'm always trying to save something. I'm always trying to build somebody up to be something that they're not. I see the potential. They don't even see their own potential. And I waste all this time and this energy trying to construct or build a bear into something that it was. That was my weakness. And I had to be real with myself. Like, what are you doing? But see, the devil is crafty. And this is where you get the narcissist from, right? He will let people mirror what you like to get close enough to you so they can bring out the worst parts of you. Say that again. The devil is so crafty that he will bring people in your life that will look like help, right? The things that you need or the things that you desire or the things that you want, he'll let them bring that into your life, right? And then like the flick of a switch, they're turning. Hey, y'all can tap the screen. Y'all can like, y'all can comment, say yes. Hey, y'all ever been with somebody or been around somebody and they say, I'll never do you like that. And then when the S hit the fan, they they do you worse than what you thought they was possible of doing. It's just me. Okay. Okay. Hold on, let's get that out of there. What up, low cell? My bad, baby. I had to charge this other phone real quick. Hey, y'all ever been in a situation when a person said, I would never do that to you. I would never cheat on you. I would never talk bad behind your back. I would never leave you. I would never rob you. I would never steal from you. I would never do this. I would never. And then when you found out the truth about them, and then they started really showing you who they really was, when the relationship soured a little bit, or something didn't go the way that they wanted it to, and then you really unmasked them, they was 10 times worse. The shit that you thought you knew and thought they was doing was 10 times worse than what you even knew at first. Y'all ever been through that? And that's because the devil is crafty. He was sending people, oh man, I wish I had this type of woman that would do this, and she do it for a minute. Or I wish I had this type of man. He do it for a minute. I need a provider, and I need a strong man. But he a whole abuser, beating the brakes off you. You know, I just needed a sweet girl. Yeah, she was sweet, but then she was always going out. And I was just doing this, and I was just doing that. You ain't even know. Just had a whole double life. You know, I need this job, but now you stressed out. I wish I had this type of opportunity, but now you stressed out. You going crazy. These people at this workplace is nuts, and you just wanted to make this amount of money, but they crazy in there. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted some friends, and now you got these friends, and they every time they need something to feel something, they coming to you, depleting you, not putting nothing back into you, but depleting you. Right? Right? They always want something, never got nothing to give. Right? That's what y'all gotta understand. The tactics. And they let them get close to you. It seemed like what you needed at the time. Man, I wanted some homeboys to go hang out with. I was tired of being up in the house alone. I wanted some sisters. I wanted some friends. I want some girlfriends so I can go out and be out. Now you outside all the time, and your life fucked up. Now you a drunk. Now you a coke kid. And these are some extremes, but these are some truths too. You know what I'm saying? Now your life messed up. Now you got a bunch of fake dudes or a bunch of fake girls around. See what I'm saying? But that's what you thought you needed. Because you thought you needed that more than you needed the relationship with God. What's up, Nation? But see, what you're not understanding even deeper than that is the enemy saw it too. Them prayers that you were sending up to God, God, please send me a good man. Please send me a good woman. He heard him too. He sent you something that was fool's gold. Not laughing. I'm laughing at myself because I've fallen for the same thing numerous times. So I had to be real with myself. Like what's wrong with me? Clearly, am I the problem here? Yes. Why was the problem? Because what he sent to me that looked like something, when it got close to me, it revealed itself. But what it really was what my dark side is like. The dark side of me like being outside. The dark side of me like having a bunch of women. The dark side of me liked being on the scene all the time. The dark side of me like being that dude in the wrong type of way. And so when I got a woman that could compliment me on that, pulling more girls than I'm pulling, you know what I'm saying? When we step out, we killing the scene, right? It all looked good. As I look back, every time that I got myself into these situations, and this is just my weaknesses, and I'm explaining to y'all how the devil attacks. If y'all just jumping on how the devil will attack your weakness, right? And sometimes he masquerades your weakness in the things that you want, but you don't necessarily need. And so I start understanding it is me, because some of the dark me that I thought I buried it, but I never cast it out. And I didn't talk to y'all about in Main Verse Machines, casting out things and just burying it. Because when you burying it, just like a vampire that ain't got blood in a long time, once you give him that drop of blood, he gonna pop his ass up back into your life and create chaos. And that's what the devil does. He puts these people into your life because he studied you. And he put these people into your life, right, to trigger you and to bring back up the things that you thought you cast out, yet you just had buried them, right? And then when you feed into that, oh, it's fun. It's fun going out of town and doing this and doing that, but is it in line with God's will and purpose for your life? And so you have to look at demonic entities have control over the system, over the machine, right? So it's you versus the world. However, as it states in scripture, if God be for you, the world against you is not strong enough. So how do you apply that? People say that all the time. Well, God before you, the world against you ain't enough. But it don't be seeming that way, do it? The reason it don't seem that way is how do you get God for you? Well, aligning yourself and walking in the will and the purpose that he has for your life. So you got the greatest coach of all time behind you in the greatest system. You just haven't been applying it correctly. Because what we do as chosen people, we skate the line a lot. We skate the line because you feel God's presence in your life and you feel God's anointing on your life. But a lot of times we exploit it and use it to do what we want. God gonna get me out of this. And that's just being real. God won't do this. And if we look at a lot of our lives, God warned us and told us to not do certain things, and we got the inadverse result that we wanted. And then we sit here and we pray and we spend all this time and energy praying for God to get us out of it. And he comes, he does. But we go through hell because of it, right? We go through unnecessary beatings and unnecessary, it's already enough the normal attacks, right? But we put ourselves in positions to get afflicted by the system, right? We put ourselves in bad situations. Have you ever been outside, went to a club, something told you, or party or something told you don't go, and then something bad happened, right? And you be like, dang, God saved me from that, right? Those signs that God be showing you with the same people in your life. The mask could come off. Damn, he turned up on me for no reason. Dang, homie did some shady stuff or she did some shady stuff. I saw it, but I'm gonna ignore it. You know what I'm saying? God be showing you these things, right? Put it in your spirit, man. Don't mess with that person. They ain't no good for you. Mama told you. Daddy told you. Shit, some people have told you about your mama and your daddy that they wasn't no good for you. But you see it and you ignore the signs and you keep rocking with that person, place, or thing that God done warned you about. He done gave you a dream about, or he done whispered to you, or he done told somebody else and they told you. Stop doing that. Don't go there. Don't do this, right? But you keep doing it. And then when the S hit the fan, we need God to bail us out. But we could have avoided that, right? And so what did we just do when we did it? We delayed our manifestation of our purpose and our dreams. Or sometimes it's been manifested and we lose it because of that. This guy that represented this team is a perfect example of that. Y'all all watch the news. Y'all know the story about what happened. Went from nothing to the top, running the program of programs in college football. Lost it all because he couldn't control his desires. A lot of us the same way. Because the devil, he knows what our weaknesses are. It could be women, it could be money, it could be not being able to bridle your tongue, it could be lust, it could be greed, it could be jealousy. He knows. See, they don't want to face the fact that we all got a dark side. It's so dry in this room. We all got a dark side, right? So the church, which is another ploy of the devil, not all churches. I'm just using an example. Is they want you got to be perfect. There is no perfect person out here, not ever, but Jesus. So if you look in the history of the Bible, all the people that God called had issues. Not one single one of them was perfect, right? So what will make you think that you're perfect? But see, what the trick is to not identify your weaknesses, right? When you don't identify your weaknesses and you just like, I'm good, that's when they can be exploited and be attacked. This team that I just told you about, their general manager knew for years they have no pass rush. He knew for years that their interior line will stand and we get best. Now, when he's attacked, these things that he could have fixed because he refused to identify it, like they didn't need some help. My offensive line is getting old and going away. He didn't address it out of arrogance. And out of arrogance, it's the same way. We don't want to look at ourselves and identify what our weaknesses and our problems is. Therefore, the devil continues to do the same attacks over and over again. If you look at you, if you look at your life, right? Have you ever noticed that the devil hasn't really attacked you any different way, but he just comes to you with a different, it might be a different face, it might be a different place, but it's just the same attack. It's the same demon in a different person. It's Jezebel, it's Cain, and it's whatever else that spirit he's trying to attack you with, the same person. If you look in the Bible and you really read the books, you read about David, you read about Samuel, you read about Joshua, and you read about Moses, and you read about all these anointed people, right? And you read about Samson and Saul. It's the same attacks. The same things you going through was the same things they were going through. Ruth. If you look at all these things, bro, it's the same attacks. His tricks has not changed in however hundreds of thousands of years. This crap been going on. It hasn't changed. If you look at the attacks that the devil sent to you, he sent the same attack to me ever since I stopped being violent. The same thing he would send to me when I used to have a problem with fighting people and being violent. It was always the same type of dude. Somebody that thought they was bad, somebody that's bigger than me, and they thought they was going to talk crazy or do something to people that I cared about or just associated with. That's really all it took at one point was who I associated with. And it just took my ego and my cockiness to go off on that person. It was never a different type of person. It was never a situation where I didn't know how this was going to end or how I should handle it. I just chose to handle it the wrong way when I was younger. And that's the same people come now. I just don't get involved with the crap. What's the point of me getting involved with it? It's no different. But the harder part for me is when I matured from that point was to control the inner me that liked to be outside, that liked all the women, that liked to to be in the streets. That was the harder fight. And then even at times when I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that up, the devil was smart enough to get a person in there. It seemed like they was the wifey type. It seemed they didn't want to do that. And then they was worse than me with the bad things that I like to do. And then the flip side of that was it's a Jezebel spirit because they was attached to destroy me. Their only job was to get close to me to eventually try to destroy me, to eventually try to uproot me. And so it takes you off of your calling with God, right? So what you have to understand is you have to get control of you and turn the strengths, the weaknesses that you have into strengths so that he can't attack you there. Because you wonder why does I keep getting all these attacks? If you're not good with money, same thing. If God was to give you a bunch of money and you don't know how to manage money, right? You lose it. You see this all the time. And people now, it's a lot of avenues to get money, right? And people now, they show you all the fun when they're in their 20s, they spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. You see this all the time on the internet. Oh, just wait when all that dry up and you don't even see these people no more. Have you noticed that the people, a lot of y'all, a lot of our celebrities growing up, a lot of basketball players and a lot of football players and entertainers, when they hit a certain level, they losing their mansions, they losing their homes, they losing all these things. Big Meech. Don't you think he wish he had had some of them hundreds of thousands that he blew out in the club? If he had really invested that in some things right now, he wouldn't have to deal with the drama with 50 because at one point in time he made more money than 50. That's what I'm talking about. But you don't see that then. And so the devil uses those things because he's looking at the end game. Okay, I can't kill this guy. I tried that. I can't destroy this guy. I can steal his purpose, or I can slow him down and deny him of his purpose or her purpose. And so that's the tactic. It's to get you to throw everything away, to get you to get off purpose, to get slowed down, and to throw everything away. And we keep falling into these traps time and time and time again. But the way we turn this around is by recognizing your weaknesses, because we all got them. Nobody's perfect. Recognizing your weaknesses and turning them into strength so they can't attack. If it becomes a strength, then he's not going to attack you that same way. So then you got to come up with some new tactics. And we wonder why we keep getting attacked because we never fix the weakness. Why these attacks keep happening to me? It's the same shit. I'm back broke trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. I can't pay my rent this month. I got to go beg this person for this money, or I got to go strip, dance, go screw Mr. Charlie, or go get my sugar mama, or go to the payday loan and get a 250% loan against for $100 and $200. I then went and got another hoopty after I got my tax money. I ain't got nothing to show for it. I got a couple $1,000, but I done bought a bunch of clothes that I ain't even gonna care about next year. I done bought this raggedy car that's gonna break down before the end of tax season again. And we do all these things over and over again. My car break down. I got all these troubles. It's the devil. No, usually you're going to get shitty cars, and every time God gives you an opportunity to do something better, you go blow it up. It's because we never address the issues. We never address the weakness. So it's always accessible. So the devil will continue to use it. If I don't change me, he'll always have that avenue. If I don't eject these demonic things or these evil inside of me or repress the dark side of me, he'll always be able to exploit that. If I don't get mastery over myself and you don't get mastery over yourself, we'll always face these attacks. And it makes it harder to go on the offensive. What's the offensive? Fulfilling the purpose that God gave you. When I told y'all, if God before you, the world against you is not enough. If God before you, what is God for you to do? His will and his desire. The reason he gave you anointing and your purpose. So you want God to be for you, start activating and walking in the calling that he gave you, and he'll be for you. And nothing that these demons and devils will do. Not meaning there won't be attacks, because there will be, because they're going to try. And good, because that means you're succeeding in what you're doing. But it won't prevail against you. That's where it comes from. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't be able to finalize itself against you. And every tongue that rises up against you in judgment shall be condemned. This is how you take the word and manifest it in what you're trying to do. You want to be a millionaire? Start doing whatever God called you to do. You want the attacks to stop? Start focusing on that, and whatever that has been in your life to distract you from doing that, to prevent you from doing that, to delay you from doing that, remove it. Remove it. And focus on what you're called to do. And if it's not helping you to do that, whether it's him, or her, a daddy, a mama, a sister, a brother, a bestie, a best friend, a homie, the boss, the preacher, the pastor, it doesn't matter. If it's not progressing you to fulfill your purpose and your calling, remove it. Because as I told you, the closest attacks, the biggest attacks are going to come from the people closest to you. Daniel, David was chased by his own son. His own son tried to kill him. Absalom tried to kill him. His own son. His own king that he saved from a giant. Y'all realize that Goliath was calling out Saul, the king? David went out there and fought him when the king wouldn't do it. Give me your champion. Matter of fact, give me your king. Send Saul out here. Saul a gangster. Send Saul out here. Saul didn't go out. David did. And then Saul tried to kill David. Here, marry my daughter. Then I'm trying to kill you. Daniel, thrown in the pit by his own brothers. Y'all gotta understand, Jesus, his own homie. And what did he use? The system. He went to the police and told them, go kill Jesus. It's people in your family, it's girls that you mess with, your husbands, dudes. They gonna run to the institution and get you locked up because those tools of the devil. They don't want to hear justice. Some of your homies gonna run to your ops to get you lined up. Some of your homies is your ops that then line people up. We all know this. We all seen this hundreds of times. How's they getting to you? How did they get to How did they get to these people? Because they were studied by the enemy, and they choose to ignore the weaknesses. Why are you still out in the hood, bro, and you're a millionaire, and these people don't really like you? Why you ain't got no security? Why you ain't got no protection around you? You making yourself accessible to the enemy. No. Making yourself accessible. That's like I told you, like when it's been times you went out and went places, God told you, don't go that way, go this way right now. And an accident happened. Don't do this, don't do that. And the situation lost money. Nah, don't get that person to that person. That's just like a person, right? They don't pay their debts. They run owing everybody in the clique, everybody in the circle. And they come to you, hey, I need $100. I'm going to pay you back tomorrow. You going to be a fool to go for that? Heck no. You already know. They got no intentions of paying, but you do it anyway. And you don't hear from them no more. The next day come, 2 days come, the week come, month come. You should have known. You played that gamble. They showed you who you are prior to you even doing that. A lot of these people, a lot of these places, a lot of these things show you that they mean no good for you or no purpose for you to fulfill your purpose. They're not valuable to you. They're invaluable. And they're going to lead to your own destruction. A lot of these people, a lot of these places, a lot of these things, but yet we still do it. We still do it. That's just like you catching a DUI once, and then you keep catching them. You know what's going to happen. You keep going out and getting drunk and driving, right? And we say that, we'll look at that like, yeah, man, that person's stupid or that person ignorant. No, that person hasn't faced the demon, the evil inside of them, the darkness inside of them. That's it. They're not stupid. They just haven't overcome their demons. They haven't overcome that thing inside of them, that evil. And like I told you, a lot of these people, like you'll see a girl, like, why was she with him and he used to beat her? Or why are some of us dummies with some of these women that try to use us, right? Because what's up, Big Sonny? We're just talking about since you just jumped on. We're talking about how the devil will use your weakness against you to infiltrate you. And so to go on the offense, I guess we've been on about an hour now. Come on, this really TikTok. Wow, this there. All right, there. All right. So that's where we at with it. But to make your weakness your strengths, you have to be real with it and identify it. Like I just showed y'all. I just told y'all I was using as an example the Detroit Lions because that's a football team. You can clearly see it. Their general manager knew their weaknesses for years now. And every offseason, he refuses to draft for it. He refuses to pick free agents for it. And out of his arrogance, he constantly says, we got it. We this, it is. And now this shit is coming back to bite him. And it has for the last 3 years. And it doesn't seem it. It's the same in the spiritual with these attacks. And you see the Lions getting attacked the same way everyone knew their weakness. They have no pass rush and they can't block in the middle because those people were hurt or retired or moved on and they never addressed the issue. Right? The same thing with you. You never addressed the issue, and so the devil's going to keep attacking you in the same way. He knew from the beginning who you were, and he sent all those things in your life to probe you. He wanted to destroy you. He wanted to kill you. He wanted to take you out as a child. Just the same way he did Jesus. When he killed all those kids. When he had Herod kill all those kids, that was the same thing. He wanted to take them out as a child. He wanted to take you out as a child. He wanted you to be a plan B. He wanted you to be in the bottom of a condom too. But you're here, right? He would have loved for you to have been a miscarriage because then he could use his resources to go attack other people, other chosen. But you made it. So every time he had an attack on you, just like it was making you stronger, he was probing you to see where your weaknesses were. And just like that, if you continue to ignore him, now that you're an adult, now that you're conscious, and now that you know, right, you're choosing to ignore him. Just like the GM for the Lions is choosing to ignore and address the issues. And so every year, he comes back with the same attack. And he will until you learn how to make that weakness your strength. And that's the key. People always ask me, well, how do you do this? And I'm learning too. Like, I'm not above this. I really had to check myself like, damn, why I keep running across these Jezebels? Well, it's the same thing. You're always trying to fix somebody and pour something into somebody that they don't even see in themselves. Then when the mask comes off and you see who they really are, you still stay there. You still stay there. You know, even if you didn't see everything, right? You know, from dealing with these type of people and being in the world so long, you've seen everything and you know everything. You can talk to them, but then you ignore the things yourself. That's crazy work, right? So I can sit here and tell you, and I ignore the shit myself. I know the signs. Oh, I can fix them. Oh, I can repair them. Oh, let me do this, that. And then here you are. And it's the same way, like I was saying, as if you don't fix the problem, it's just going to continue to be exploited. So I had to do the self-check. And a lot of y'all need to do the self-check. Like, if God gave you the bag right now, would you use it wisely? Would you know how? Or would you pour into some of them people that would destroy you or just tear away from you because you want to be close to somebody? That'd be the questions nobody want to ask or even hear the answers to. Because when you do that, just like any other team should, when you go back and you watch the film of your life. Think about it in your mind. What put you in these situations? When I thought about it, when I used to be like to fight, what put me in these situations? Well, I'm always trying to protect somebody or look out for somebody or do something for somebody. Well, would they do that for you? Where they at now? Is you sitting in this jail cell? You fighting this case? Shit. One of them even lied on you and said you did it and they was there. It was your idea. Damn. Would they go all out like you going all out for them? Matter of fact, some people that you even tried to protect them from, they still messing around with. And so when I thought about it and I sat there, I was like, damn, I'm stupid as hell. I'll be crashing out, put myself and my livelihood at risk for people that wouldn't give a damn about me. The real thing that really hit me the hardest is uh, when a family member of mine, took what I needed to get myself out of the situation and spent the money and gave my mom peanuts. That's when I really understood, like, damn, my own people don't give a fuck. So you have to understand, y'all, that until you self-check, the devil gonna use your weaknesses to exploit you, right? He's going to use the things God has given you, compassion, empathy. He's going to use those things to exploit you through people you think are close to you. That's a dirty game, but he a dirty person. He is a dirty entity. He's the dirtiest dirty. It's like, I remember when I was in boot camp, the police academy, Corporal Lavender used to say, you ain't shit. You the shit that maggots eat. And that's pretty low. That's what Satan is. You ain't even a maggot. You the shit that maggot eats. That's what the devil is. He low like that. Do you understand what I just revealed to you? What I just said to you? Y'all already knew it, but y'all just got to process in your head. The devil will exploit your weaknesses through people that you think wouldn't harm or hurt you. He will use the people closest to you to exploit your weakness and hurt you. He'll use the things that God put into you that make you chosen for people that's close to you to exploit. I'm going to break it down one more time. God put in you love, compassion, and empathy. Most of the people around you, people around you would do anything for. You're the type of person, chosen people, that'll get a shirt off your back, give you a last dime, put a roof over people's heads, that wouldn't even give you a piece of gum if your breath was stinking. All right? You're the type of person that you can't even pay your bills, but you loaning money out to people because they ain't got it. All right? You got $100, you done took 50 for yourself and gave this other person 50. And they'll go out, you will see them out at the party and at the club and they ain't pay you your money back, right? I know a couple of y'all know that. You'll see them at the liquor store living it up, and they still owe you money. You over here still struggling, and they done moved on. Ain't even thought about you, right? You're that type of person. But see how I just said that the same people that you gave to was close to you, right? And he used what God put inside of you, which is love and compassion, to be exploited. You have to be careful with your jewels. That's why Jesus said, "Don't cast your pearls to swine." Knowledge and resources, because those people exploit you. MC Hammer, 30 million, right? Did y'all ever hear the MC Hammer story? Y'all ever peeped the MC Hammer story? He said he went broke by paying for all his friends' things and needs, right? When they had a picture of Hammer, he was out doing something. When there were 50, 60 people entourage around him, he was out picking trash and doing all that stuff. Have y'all seen, what's his name? Jaheim? Have y'all seen all these people, right, that have lost their wealth trying to do things for the people around them? Some people have lost their lives for trying to do things for the people around them because they got security for the people on the outside, but it's the people on the inside that's the ones that harm or hurt kill them. It's the people on the inside that bring them down because they don't have wise counsel around them, right? They don't have people trying to build them up and lift them up. Like I said, one of the weaknesses in my thing was when I had to check myself on it, is like the darker me, yeah, this person was doing all the things I liked, but all the things I needed or should have been applying to my purpose, they weren't for that. One praying for me. One like, hey, when I had the ideas, weren't investing in the ideas and putting the same energy behind it, just listening, just enough fakeness, or you'd be like, oh well, dang, I can't work with this person. Really, I'm gonna have to do everything. I'm gonna have to carry the weight, but at least they there. But that's not the type of people God gonna put around you. God is going to put around you people that are going to help you fulfill the vision. That are going to help you fulfill your purpose, right? That are going to help you fulfill your calling. You're not going. You don't. But we be too wanting of things, right? Because we feel deprived of them. And like I said, the devil hear your prayers just like God do, and he'll send you people in disguise, cloaked and masked in the things that you think. Me versus me. What up, though? He'll send people around you in the things that you cloaked and the things that you think you want, right? And then when that mask come off, like I said, I need some girls. I need some girlfriends so I can go hang out with. I be just cooped up in the house by myself. I need some new homies to do this. And then when you get around them, the same people stab you in your back. Same people talk about you. Same people got you outside of the will of God for your life. So you got to be careful because the devil is studying you. Oh, this phone is really getting on my nerves. So the devil is studying you. He's also studied you. That's what when people talk about these monitoring spirits, that's what they for. That's what they pose to do. It's like you're supposed to be who God called you to be. There's things, your adversary is there to stop you from being what God calls you to be. That's their sole purpose. Their sole purpose. If they can't kill, steal, or destroy, then they want to delay. They want to delay you. They want to cause delay in your purpose and your task. They want to keep you emotionally bound to them. They have no real purpose but to cause calamity and to cause tragedy and cause chaos in your life, right? They're not building you up or helping you. And if you look back at these people and these things and these places, right, they never built you up or helped you. They gave you fool's gold sometimes, and it's just surface shit, but it was never nothing of in-depth value that they ever gave you, right? But they never poured into you like you poured into them or really needed to, right? They never motivated you the way that you needed to be motivated. Sometimes you got to understand these devils will try to trick you and to stop doing some of the bad things and then draw you right back in. Oh, man, we should just stay in the house. We shouldn't go outside. And then you start staying in the house and staying from outside, and then they be the one to invite you back to the next party. That's how wicked these motherfuckers is, man. Yeah, I got to understand, man, the devil, man, he plays some deadly games. And like I said, he's coaching these demons on earth. Y'all looking at him, oh, it's my husband, oh, it's my wife, oh, it's my girlfriend, oh, it's my boyfriend, oh, it's my mom, it's my dad, it's my cousin, it's my friend, it's a whole demon. A full-fledged demon. You can't see it because you ain't got your spiritual eyes on. You can see it in people's eyes a lot. Eyes be black, no emotions. I think, what they call it, aplex face, they have no emotions in their face. When you tell them something, they not have no empathy. They have no compassion for anybody. Just like a robot, like a cyborg, like a Terminator. It's like they program. Those are demons. Those are demons. And you get to see a lot of it when they start wilding out, when they start crashing out. You're like, oh, they just having a mental breakdown, or they just drunk, or they just mad. Nah, you just seeing the real them. And the mask is coming off. That's what you're really seeing. So, I told y'all how, and I told y'all the remedy for it. The remedy for that is aligning in your purpose. If you want to know how to benefit from the protection of God, if the world is against you, God is for you, it's not enough, right? Meaning if the whole world could be against you, if God be for you, it's not enough. How do you get God to be for you? Aligning yourself in his purpose. And all the stuff that they're trying to do will not prosper. How do you stay away from keep going through these roundabouts with this? Look at yourself. Look at your weaknesses. That's what the devil is trying to exploit. Turn those weaknesses into strengths, and he won't be able to exploit you no more. Therefore, you won't have to go through these trials and tests anymore. That's it. It's not hocus pocus. It's not magic. It's not that you have to say 1,000-word prayer. It's not none of that. It's just facing the obvious, what most people don't want to face. What am I doing that's causing me to get these results? How do I keep attracting this type of situation? How do I keep attracting this type of person? How do I keep attracting or letting this person close to me, or these type of people close to me, or these type of situations close to me? How do I keep getting in this type of jam? And if you look back at your life, you will see sometimes it's a different face, but it's the same demon. Sometimes it's a different place, but it's the same demon. It's the same situations. If you keep going to business with a con artist, and you keep, it don't matter if you start a car wash, a laundromat, cryptocurrency, or whatever. If you keep bringing con artists into your business and you get scammed, well, it's just a different face, but it's the same demon, right? And you keep bringing around narcissistic people in your life, and you're like, well, I keep finding these. And I just told you, y'all got to understand this is something inside of you that they're able to maneuver in. It's some darkness inside of you that they're allowed to maneuver in that is allowing them to attach to you. That's why you see people out here. How you got 3, 4, 5 different baby daddies, nobody fucking with you? That's the same type of dude. Different face, same type of dude. Same with baby mamas. How you get this, this, and this? Different face, same type of chick. But we don't want to face what's really going on, which is the weakness that the devil has been exploiting over and over and over. A lot of the time, them is generational curses. So, to be a good offense and to go offense on the offense against the devil and against the machine, against the principalities of wickedness in high places, we got to first learn how they're going to attack us. And the way we attack them is by fulfilling our purpose. I can't fight the devil with bullets and baseball bats and fists and tasers. I can't go against the system and, you know, they don't want justice. So how do I fight them? By exposing them, by speaking the truth. How do you stop a lie? That's all the devil do is tell lies. How do you stop a lie? You tell the truth. That's how you defeat a lie is by telling the truth. And so this is the purpose. Your testimony is the purpose. Whatever God put in you, the talent, the anointing, the purpose, that's your weapon. That's how you go on the offense, by doing what God purposed you to do. Man, rest the machine. I'll holler at y'all later.